Today, I'm making the decision to change my life. And I've spent a lot of time in prayer with this. I've been having an internal battle with this, and I don't even know what I'm going to say. I don't have a prepared message. I just hit record because I want to document today as the first day of the rest of my life. I'm not liking the trajectory that my life is headed towards right now. So I'm gonna jump into a completely different timeline, and that all starts with making a decision today and not tomorrow. Because anything that I've had success at, or something that I deem as a success, it all started with me making a decision to become a different person now. And I realized that the B comes before the get. We all feel like we're going to get something and then start doing something different instead of becoming somebody that is deserving of whatever it is that we desire. And right now, if I'm being honest with myself, I don't deserve what I claim that I want because I am not taking the necessary day-to-day actions to become that person. So last night I had this phone conversation with my pops, and he had told me that he had met up with two of his uncles, two of my great uncles, and he had shared one of my YouTube videos with them. At the time of me recording this video, it's the most viewed video on my channel. And I was telling him, I was like, yeah, I'm thinking of deleting that video. It's a video that covers these 3 Bible verses that absolutely changed my whole entire life. He was like, why are you thinking about deleting it? I was like, well, it's because I make business content. And a majority of people that viewed that video I was seeing from the new audience that got brought in and aware of me, that a lot of those people, they're not into business. So I'm like, if I'm thinking business first, then that's a bad asset to my channel because it's bringing a new audience of people to me that most likely aren't looking to be an entrepreneur, aren't looking to build an online business, or aren't looking to sell information products, whether it be digital products, courses, communities, ebooks, and whatnot. And for one, I had been torn for months, going back and forth with myself to make that video because I was like, oh, that might happen. I might bring in the wrong audience. And my pops, he was like, yeah, I hear you, but the message, it's affecting people, like positively. And you're speaking from the heart. He's like, I think you should keep it up. But if you want to do whatever you're thinking about doing business-wise, then cool, I understand, but I got the video saved so I can go back and watch it whenever I want to. And after we got off the phone, or right before we got off the phone, he was just like, well, just listen to God and follow God's lead, and you'll know what to do. And it sounds so small and so insignificant that I'm just sitting here and was having a conversation with him about just this little YouTube video. But when he said to just listen to God and just follow his lead, you'll know what to do, I really spent a lot of time last night meditating on that. And I've realized recently I haven't. So, man, I feel like the older that I get, I just turn into Allen Iverson. Like, if you've ever seen Iverson, he just cries every time he's on TV now. The older I get, the more emotional I get. But I'm currently in the middle of a journey of building something that has been the hardest thing that I've ever done. And through all the trials, through all the tribulations, through all the difficulties, through all the hard parts, I keep getting drawn to it no matter how hard it is. But there's these distractions that just keep on coming and trying to pull me away from what it is that I feel as if I'm being called to do. And I've realized recently, I haven't been listening to whatever that thing is, which I know is God and is coming from a higher power that is telling me to go through this, because the B comes before the get. So I have to go through these difficulties in order to become the man that I'm destined to be, that is deserving of what it is that I continue to get called to no matter what. And I have to make a decision right now, today, to go all in, regardless of what distractions come into my head. Before even sitting here and recording this video, I was about to go to the movies to watch the Michael Jackson movies. I'm like, that's one of the distractions. I caught it. I caught myself. And I was like, no. Today I'm making the decision to change my life. Today is going to be the first day of the rest of my life where I'm moving with 100% intention, 100% focus, and listening with 100% of my being, of my mind, body, and spirit, and getting everything within alignment. And I feel like I've been getting drawn away from that because I've already been going through some hard times, and I know that I will have to go through some harder times. But as soon as I made that decision today to cut off all other choices, to cut off all other options, disruption immediately came. All right, let's get started on tomorrow. Let's go and watch the Michael Jackson movie today. No, because tomorrow is a fantasy land where goals, dreams, aspirations go to die. Tomorrow literally doesn't exist. I'm like, well, if I'm going to take action now, and now NOW stands for no opportunities wasted, then I gotta start today. I gotta draw a line in the sand and literally be willing to die behind my decision. And when I was having that conversation with my pops, and we got off the phone, I'm like, why am I thinking about deleting a video that's talking about God? That is crazy. And I'm like, and that is a big part of my life. My belief, my faith in a higher power, my spirituality. I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing. I wouldn't have had the success that I view as a success. I don't care what everybody else views as a success, without God. I'm like, oh, this video is bringing all these people that want to hear about God instead of business. But my business is only able to do business because of God. And I've also, at times, even though I enjoy making content, I haven't been wanting to make content because I'm just making what I think people would want, more so than making something that blends in with what people want, but with something that will fulfill me first. And I gotta make sure that my cup is filled, because if I'm not good, then others aren't going to be good that are looking at me as an example to follow behind. And I gotta lead from the front, because I've been thinking about pivoting different stuff. I've been thinking is what I'm doing, what I'm supposed to be doing. And from last night and early this morning, when I spent some time in meditation and prayer, the first thing that I saw once I hopped on my computer, I checked the messages in my community. I got this message. I'm gonna scratch out his name because he sent it to me in a direct message in confidence. So I'm not going to publicly put his name out there. But he said, "Thank you for pouring into me." And I was like, man, if I'm going to be the person that can consistently show up for these people, whether it be people in my community or in YouTube, because the same thing, when I checked my comments on YouTube, the first comment that I saw was somebody talking about how they also felt torn away from what they felt intended to do because of distractions and hearsay over here. But one of my videos actually sparked them to follow the path that they're supposed to be doing, and they're doing what they wanted and were intended to do. They're doing it full time now. I'm like, man, if I'm going to be a so-called leader of people, then I have to be a good follower from my leader. So I prayed on it. And I was like, man, the difficulties that I'm going through right now, or certain stuff that I may think is not working for me right now, it's currently working on me. And the hard times and the difficult path that I may be on, or the things that may give you the illusion that you need to make a pivot along the way, that's all the stuff that is currently working on you, so you can turn into the person to where it can work forward. And I do this thing that a lot of people throughout my life, they think it's weird when I tell them about it and stuff, but I time travel. And in this short moment where I haven't necessarily been listening to what I'm being told from a higher realm, I haven't been time traveling either. And typically when I time travel, I'll close my eyes, and I like to run back and forth through the timeline. And I got this crazy idea when I was a kid. I was a fan of The Flash, the superhero, and The Flash, he could run so fast that he could literally run in the future and run in the past. But he would always be messing stuff up, and he would always be creating these alternate timelines and stuff. And I started to do this exercise where I time travel and I run to the future, and I see if what I'm doing right now is going to give me the life that I desire. And then I run back to the present. I'm like, okay, I'm going to do this, or I'm not going to do this. And then I run to the past, and I check in with my 10-year-old self and be like, is this the man that you dreamed about being? If so, cool. And I hadn't done that exercise in a while. And this morning, right before I recorded this video, I time traveled. And I was like, with the current path that I'm on, where am I going to end up? And I didn't like it. And I'm like, I can change that right now with the decision. So I'm hopping into an alternate timeline right now. And I know this video might seem like a ramble, but the only reason why I'm recording this is because I want to have documentation of this is the beginning of the rest of my life. And I want to go back and look at this one day, and I want to be able to use it as an example of people like, hey, look, back in April 2026, that's when I made a decision to change my life for forever. So all the stuff that you see now is a microcosm of a simple decision that I made right there to truly go all in on everything that I said that I want to do. Because if I'm being honest with myself, with what I'm been working on with my YouTube channel and with building my community, I have yet to go all in. I've actually been playing around with it. And I'm like, everything that I've viewed as a success in my life, went all in on it, and I showed up daily. And I haven't been doing that with this. Now, I'm not saying posting daily YouTube videos or posting course material or whatever for my community every single day. But I haven't been showing up daily. I haven't been putting mental effort into something daily. I go and waste time and then say, oh, I need to think of a YouTube video or something real quick, and then do it. Like, if I'm keeping it a buck with myself, I don't deserve what I said that I want, because I'm not taking the necessary daily action. And right now, today, it stops. Because I have to be the example, and I have to lead from the front. And my leadership starts with me following my leader, and I have not been. That's one of the reasons why so many things have been difficult for me within this season. Because I am not being. I've been having internal battles with myself because I am not being what I am supposed to be. I look in my backyard a lot of mornings. It's crazy, even though they're digging up my yard like crazy, that I like to see these squirrels. And I'm like, man, this morning squirrels, they were literally jumping around and playing in my backyard. And I'm like, man, a squirrel doesn't have to try to be a squirrel. It just does squirrel stuff. It does what God intended that squirrel to be. I see blue jays in my backyard. I see a woodpecker pecking on the tree. The woodpecker don't got to try to be a woodpecker. It just starts pecking stuff. But here I am, having problems and difficulty being what I am supposed to be and am called to be, because I'm fighting against it instead of just being and letting it flow. And a lot of times we don't need new information. A lot of the times we don't need a lot of things that we think that we need, because if we're being real with ourselves, and if I'm being real with myself, I know what I'm supposed to do. God has given me all the tools. I just have to craft and architect and design whatever it is that I desire, because it's already there, because I've seen the vision, I've seen it. And I wouldn't receive a vision if it's not real. There's a reason why I keep being called, and I have this words of His credit at the top. And I'm like, man, there's just something else. What is the missing piece? I'm the missing piece. God has given me everything. It's like people sit there and they'll pray on stuff, not realizing that the prayer's not going to work unless you do. And then when you have that vision, when you When you have those instincts, I've been deterring away from my instincts. Those instincts come from a higher place. That squirrel is just moving off of instincts on a daily basis. I've been going against my instincts. And then when I get whooped for something, or when something is harder than it has to be, that's because I knew what to do in the first place. You ever been there before where you're like, man, after you get through something, you're looking back with it with hindsight, you're like, I know I should have just did that before. That's God speaking to you. And every single time you go against whatever that feeling that you have, whatever that voice that's in your head. With me, I get a feeling in my gut. Whenever I go against it, it never ends up good. And here lately, that voice that I've been hearing, those messages that I've been receiving in my sleep, to where as I wake up with the idea, instead of acting on it instantly, here recently, I've been overthinking. When there's no need to over the think. You've already received it. And like I said, I know this video, I'm probably rambling. I know this video, it probably won't get a lot of views, but who cares? We got to get out of our minds that these numbers matter on the screen. Whatever those numbers are, whether it's 6 people or 6,000 people or 600,000 people or 6 million, there are people on the other end of the screen. You have to trust in that your message is going to get to whoever it's intended to get to. That's why I'm leaving that video up that I was having this short, brief conversation with my pops about last night. Because I'm like, that's going to get to whoever it needs to get to. And I'm making the decision today. I'm strictly playing offense. Ain't no more defense. I remember when I was about 16 or 17, one of my big homies from back home, back when I was doing some stuff I shouldn't have been doing, out shooting dice, all this stuff. I lost all my money one time, and I lost my money not shooting the dice, but if you never shot dice, I was fading. The other dude was shooting. Come to find out later, he was doing some janky stuff with dice and all that stuff, but regardless, I lost all my money. But one big homie, he told me something that day that stuck with me, and I've realized that I haven't been doing that recently. And he said, I used to play basketball. He was like, if you was in a basketball game and the game's on the line and there's 10 seconds to go, would you rather be on defense or would you rather have the ball? And I was like, I want the ball. He said, yeah, you just lost everything you have right now, which back then was like $400 when I was like 16, 17. He's like, you lost everything because you was playing defense instead of on the offense. And that's something that stuck with me. And I realized here recently, I haven't been playing offense. I've been playing defense. That's done. I'm done reacting to everything. Defense, you're passive and you're just reacting to what's being done with you instead of causing the action and causing everything else to react and move off of your movement. I'm done playing defense. It's straight offense. And that starts with making a decision. And the thing about a decision is that there's no other options. You cut off everything else and you go all in on this. And then this morning I was thinking, for what I want to accomplish, what is the one thing that I can do on a daily basis that will bring me exponential results? Because typically, there's an 80-20 rule, and you typically get 80% of your results from 20% of your efforts. I'm like, what are the few things that I really need to lock in and focus on in order to get the brunt of my results? And it was get here in this office, sit in this chair, sit at this desk, whether I'm on my computer, on this microphone, or on this camera, lock in, focus, work, and create something. So I'm like, I need to eliminate every single distraction that takes me away from sitting in this chair and sitting at this desk. Because I've been getting pulled away from it. I'm like, why is that? Why am I getting drawn away from what I said that I want to do? Why am I getting drawn away from what I know that I am called to build? So nothing else gets done until I'm here first. I remember years ago, I was listening to this Michael Phelps interview. Not familiar with Michael Phelps. He, one of the greatest Olympians of all time, swimmer. And he was saying that his daily schedule, it got to a point where all that he had on his schedule was get in pool. Because he knew for what he needed to accomplish, for what he desired, nothing else mattered except getting in that pool. And all those days when he didn't feel like it, when somebody else is saying, hey, let's go do this, let's go distraction, or I'm sore, I don't feel like it today. He had to realize that that thought was not him. He knew what he wanted to do. And no matter what, he got to that pool at whatever hour in the morning. And even if he didn't do a workout, he just sat in the pool because he's like, I'm here. Now, I don't know for me what that's going to be on, I used to have this mindset of remove every distraction from my office to where I can just work, but that hasn't been working for me. So maybe I need to make it more enticing in here and maybe have some muses or things that I'm inspired by to get me here. But regardless, I need to fill my cup first. And even in content creation, God is a big part of my life. And a lot of times people are always thinking that they need some type of new strategy or whatever the new tactic is, when like 80% of the time it's mindset over skill set. And a lot of the mindset that I've had to achieve what others deem as a success, they don't realize that I've only been able to do that because I'm elevating and vibrating on a higher level of consciousness because of my relationship with the Almighty. And every time that I've thought about communicating that on camera because I know it will help somebody, I'm like, I just gotta give these 3 marketing strategies that do work if people work them, but 99% of people don't have the mindset to make this marketing strategy work, but that's what they want to hear. So let me just make these are the 3 ways to do this to make some money that's not gonna work for you because you don't have the belief in yourself that it's gonna work. Instead of actually dropping the stuff that will get somebody in the right mindset to make the strategy work for them. The first time that I actually did it, it was the best performing video on my channel as far as a view metric. But then immediately I was like, people need this. But immediately, every single time you make an intentional decision to walk within your purpose, you are going to immediately get met with disruption, with doubt, and distraction. Immediately. And I was like, this just may make what I really want to build harder. Should I mute that side of me? No. I just gotta pick my hard, because anything that you're doing in business, y'all, I don't care what you hear on the internet. It's all hard. You gotta pick your hard. And you have to be willing to be consistent and stick through the hard points and the low points. And I've realized that for what I want to do and for what I want to build, and I have no example of anybody else building anything like I'm building, I got to pick my heart, and I just got to go through it. And know on the other side of it that I'm going to be the person that's deserving of what I actually want. And through that, I'll have lessons that I can drop to you that'll help you get through that hard part too. But maybe it was fear. And that's what I really have isolated it to. And that's when I knew that I had to make a decision today to change my life forever. Because my biggest fear is fear itself. And I think that fear stands for face everything and rise, or F everything and run. I choose to face it. But fear also stands for false evidence appearing real. Because a lot of things that we're scared of, it's just made up in our mind. We have no evidence of whatever it is that we're actually scared of. And that's why we have to become a master of our mind. That's why we have to realize that our thoughts are not us. They're just thoughts. We have to know who we are. We have to know what we are. And then we have to know, no matter what, our mind is always going to try to talk us out of what we claim that we want to do. But we have to be disciplined enough to catch that thought and throw it to the side and be like, nope, that's not me. This is what that I said that I'm going to do, and I'm going to do it. And I'm going to draw a line in the sand. And I'm not going back and forth. I'm not negotiating with myself. And I'm wanting to die behind that decision. Today, I am making a new decision to change my life forever. And this is the documentation of it. And for me, every time I make a decision to alternate and jump into a new timeline, it all starts with me doing a 30-day run. So for me, there's going to be 30 continuous days of creation, because I am a creator. And I don't mean creator like everybody says, content creator. No, I am made in the image of the Most High, the ultimate creator of the universe. And he made me in his image and gave me dominion over the earth to be the ultimate creator of earth. I have every tool to create what I want to build. Example that I love to use, people will sit there and they'll pray for a ship, not realizing that God gave them a tree. We have to take the action to chop down the tree, carve the tree, design and architect the boat. We have the vision of the boat, but God gave us the tree. I have every single thing that I need. I know what to do. You have everything that you need. You know what to do. You have consumed enough information. It's time to act. Let's make a decision right now. I know I am. That's the only reason why I'm making this video. I don't even know what this video is about. It's kind of a ramble. But today is day one. I watched Michael Jackson movie later. Before I even started this, I was like, yeah. Mike wouldn't have went. He would have did what he needed to do now and then go do this stuff. It's a distraction. Eliminate all distractions. Lock in and focus. And focus, FOCUS, stands for follow one course until successful. This is day one of me actually going all in and truly following my one course. And then just like everything else that everybody else thinks that I've been successful at, they're going to say, well, how did you do that? I'm going to revert them back to this video and say, on this day in April, 2026, I made the decision. It starts there. And so many people are not making the decision to change their life when that's all that it takes. We all make decisions that are going to alter our life in a negative way, but we all fight against the one decision we need to make that'll change it for the better. I remember I got in a terrible car accident, broke my neck, collapsed my left lung. That's 100% my fault. I made the decision that day to get in the car, drunk, and texting and driving with my knee, stupid stuff, smack into a tree. I made the decision to do that. Thank God I'm living, but I'm like, literally, we could all make a decision today to better our life and actually accomplish all of our goals, dreams, and aspirations, because the quicker you get to your dream life, the longer you get to live it. They can all start today. But the reason why we all fight against making that decision is because all the decisions that can negatively impact our life, we get an instant feedback from it. Instantly, boom, smash a tree. That was something instant. But we see the path that we may have to take with something that is actually going to better us, fulfill us, free us. And we see the time that it's going to take, not realizing that the time's already going to pass anyways. What else are you going to do with the time? Why not take the daily necessary actions? But your result that you get from making this decision to go down this timeline, you're not going to see the fruits of the seed that you planted today until later. That's scary for a lot of people. And a lot of people aren't willing to stay consistent on a daily basis to see that seed bloom and give fruit. But I've realized that the season that I'm in right now is I'm planting the seed, and I realized that before my tree gives fruit, it first will have to grow down into the dirt. And that's going to be the pain. That's going to be the harder parts. Because anything that grows up, it first has to grow down. The seed first has to grow down into the soil to plant its roots. Then it grows up and everybody sees the tree. A bird has to flap its wings down first before it can fly up. The knees, we have to bend our knees and go down before we can jump up. A rocket ship, its engines, they have to shoot down before they can go up, and there's something called escape velocity. The rockets use a majority of their fuel just on launch to get to a certain speed to whereas they have escape velocity to break through the atmosphere. Then it's smooth sailing. I know that I have to literally make a decision to go all in right now to just hit escape velocity. And then after that, it'll be cruising. So when are you going to make that decision? And just know that there's so much velocity that you have to get through just to get to escape velocity. And make sure whatever that decision that you make is within your purpose. Because as of right now, today, I'm going all in on mine. It's crowded at the top.